Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 30th of August 2023. The date of Raksha Bandhan is determined by the Hindu lunisolar calendar. It is celebrated on the full moon day of the month of Shravan. This year, Raksha Bandhan will be celebrated on Wednesday, August 30, 2023. That is today. This year, Raksha Bandhan will fall on August 30th of August 1947. A committee was formed under the leadership of Dr. B. Rao Ambedkar to draft the Indian Constitution. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that NHRC issues notice to Uttar Pradesh or attack on Muslim student. A notice has been issued to the Chief Secretary and the Director General of Police Uttar Pradesh calling for a detailed report within 4 weeks. The Hindu newspaper also states that India lodged strong protests with China over new map. Absurd claims, says minister. An Indian army jawan sits inside an upgraded L-70 anti-aircraft gun in Tawang, near the line of actual control in Arunachal Pradesh. The Hindu newspaper also states that Kaveri Water Row, Karnataka told to release 5,000 cusecs to Tamil Nadu. While Tamil Nadu wanted 24,000 cusecs, Karnataka agreed to give 3,000 cusecs. The Hindu newspaper also states that when will Jammu and Kashmir statehood be restored, a Supreme Court asks Union government. The Chief Justice reminded the centre that the restoration of democracy is a vital component for our nation. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that India protests China's latest map. Jaishankar says absurd claims on an old habit. Earlier in the day, China releases the 2023 edition of its standard map compiled based on the drawing method of national boundaries of China and various countries in the world. As China released the 2023 edition of its so-called standard map, incorporation disputed areas and including its claims over Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin region. External Affairs Minister spokesperson Arindam Bagchi made the statement on Tuesday. Indian Express also states that Chandrayaan rover detects sulfur or other elements on Moon. Indian Space Research Organization. The presence of oxygen, calcium, and iron has been detected, and the Space Agency informed. The Space Agency has earlier posted a video of the rovers ramping down to the show's Shakti point, the spacecraft's landing spot on the Moon, in search of lunar secrets at the South Pole. Indian Express also states that Asia Cup is cricket's Copa America. India Pakistan is El Clasico. Past a period of uncertainty, India and Pakistan cricket's El Clasico gears up for a summer of familiarity, beginning with Asia Cup to the World Cup. As the World Cup looms large, the Asia Cup is undeniably a big event for these two giants who are touted to perform well in the showpiece event. Indian Express also states that G20 summit NSG being brought to in to deal with the contingencies. The NSG's house intervention team and sniper teams have been also kept on standby, and bomb disposal squads have been asked to conduct anti-sabotage checks at all G20 venues. Sources in the security establishment said NSG has also been asked to deploy in its anti-drone teams as a part of the multi-agency deployment of assets and will work closely with the Air Force. China's BLA scaling up Aksai Chin satellite data. An analysis of satellite imagery from Aksai Chin, a region that India has for long accused China of occupying illegally, shows Chinese side has ramped up the construction of reinforced bunkers and underground facilities to better the protest military assets from aerial or missile strike. Areas where China has scaled up underground construction activities. This is a satellite view. Hindustan Times also states that in UP, Ghoshi bipole to be first face-off between India and NDA. A September 5 by-poll in eastern Uttar Pradesh has turned into an electoral battle between the National Democratic Alliance and the newly formed Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance (INDIA), with only two major candidates in the fray and a high-voltage campaign being led by senior leaders from both sides. Dara Singh Chauhan, ANI. Hindustan Times also stated that enforcement drive official may face laundering charges in Delhi excise policy case. The Enforcement Directorate is likely to start a money laundering probe against its Assistant Director Pawan Khatri and others in connection with allegedly taking Rs 5 crore from a businessman who is under investigation in Delhi excise policy scam, people familiar with the development said. Enforcement Drive's own inquiry so far has suggested that Khatri and Kohar were using the names of senior officials probing the liquor policy case to allegedly extort the bribes. Hindustan Times also states that man arrested in narcotics case tries to seek a bail on forged papers. A man who was arrested in April for being a part of a narcotics ring attempted to secure bail by presenting forged medical documents not once but twice. Before a city court within a fortnight last month, officers from Delhi Police's crime branch said on Tuesday, adding that they have registered a first information report against the undeterred prisoner. Siddiqui applied for a bail on July 15 on the grounds that doctors have advised an abdominal surgery in the July 19. His medical documents, which were attached to the bail application, were found to be fake. Going towards the economy of the country, India rice shipments of 5 lakh ton postponed after new duty exporters. India, which is scrambling to rein in inflation ahead of state elections later this year, on Friday expanded curbs on rice exports with a 20% duty on a parboiled rice that would be effective until October 15. Mega schemes for pharma development, med technology innovation, and reducing dependency API import to be announced next month. Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare Mansukh Mandavia said. Rupee declines by 8 paise on rebound in crude oil greenback. The rupee declined by 8 paise to settle at 82.71 provisional against the United States currency on August 29 due to the rebound in crude oil prices and greenback in the global markets. Going towards the world news, including United States names of first 10 drugs for Medicare price negotiations. Massive wildfire in the northeastern Greece persists for 11th day despite European firefighting efforts. Vatican seeks to tamp down outrage over Pope's words of praise for Russian imperial past. Past drones and sea mines merchant ships perilous journey in Ukraine. Putin won't attend Wagner chief Prigozhin's funeral Kremlin. Vivek Ramaswamy is a very annoying. It is why he is surging in the polls. Going towards the science and technology, dispel negative notations in tribal people or a screening blood for sickle cell diseases, Tribal Affairs Minister. Union Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda said. Pragyan rover confirms the sulfur at Moon's South Pole, searching for hydrogen. An illustration of Chandrayaan 3's Pragyan, a rover roaming on the lunar surface. CSM Technology collaborates with IIT Madras students to build autonomous electric racer. CSM Tech collaborates with the IIT Madras students to build an autonomous electric racer. At last, there is a famous quotation said by APJ Abdul Kalam, whose full name is Ol Pakir Jainullaabdin Abdul Kalam. Birth anniversary 15th of October 1931 up to the 27th of July 2015. Was an Indian aerospace scientist and a statesman who served as the 11th President of the India from 2002 to 2007. He was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and studied physics and aerospace engineering. He spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and a science administrator, mainly at the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO), and was intimately involved in the India's civilians program and military missile development efforts. He thus came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal role, organizational and technical and a political role in India's Pokhran second nuclear tests in 1998 and the first since the original nuclear test by India in 1974. Mr. Kalam says a famous quotation. He says that when learning is purposeful, creativity blossoms. When creativity blossoms, thinking animatedness. When thinking animates, knowledge is fully lit. When knowledge is fully lit, economy flourishes. Okay, thank you.